Imagine this. You work hard for 20 years. You save every month. You skip vacations. You avoid debt. You do everything society tells you to do. Then one day, you check your bank account. The number is bigger than ever. But somehow, you can afford less. Your rent is higher. Your groceries cost more. Your house feels further away than ever. And nobody stole your money. No hacker touched your account. No thief broke into your home. So where did your wealth go? Here's the disturbing part. What if the biggest transfer of wealth in modern history happens legally, in plain sight? What if the world's biggest financial scam isn't hidden in offshore bank accounts, but built directly into the money itself? Tonight, we're following a trail that leads from ancient kings to modern central banks to the dollars, euros, pounds, and rupees sitting in your wallet right now. And by the end, you may never look at money the same way again. Let's start with a simple question. What is money? Most people would say money is wealth. But money isn't wealth. Money is a claim on wealth. Think of money as tickets at an amusement park. The tickets themselves aren't valuable. What matters is what those tickets can buy. Now, imagine there are 1,000 tickets in circulation. Suddenly, the park manager prints another 1,000 tickets. Did the rides double? Did the food double? Did the attractions double? No, there are simply more tickets chasing the same things. And that's exactly where our story begins. Throughout history, governments have discovered something irresistible. Instead of raising taxes, instead of cutting spending, they can simply create more money. And at first, it feels like magic. Everyone seems richer. Markets rise. Businesses expand. People celebrate. But underneath the surface, something else is happening. Something almost invisible. To understand this system, imagine a pizza. The entire economy is one giant pizza. Every year, society produces goods and services. Cars, homes, food, technology, medical care. That pizza represents real wealth. Now imagine there are 100 slices and $100. Each dollar buys one slice. Simple. But what happens if someone suddenly creates another $100? The pizza didn't get bigger. There are still only 100 slices. Now there are $200 competing for them. Prices begin to rise. Each dollar buys less pizza. This is inflation. And here's the critical detail most people miss. New money doesn't enter everyone's pockets at the same time. It enters somewhere first. Banks, governments, large financial institutions, major corporations. They get access to freshly created money before prices fully adjust. They spend it while things are still relatively cheap. Meanwhile, ordinary workers receive that money later, after prices have already risen. Economists call this the Cantillon Effect. Think of it like a concert. The people closest to the stage get the best view. Everyone behind them sees less and less. In the monetary system, those closest to the money printer often benefit first. Everyone else absorbs the consequences later. Now here's where it gets even stranger. Most modern money isn't printed as physical cash. It's created digitally. When banks issue loans, new money often appears in the financial system. A mortgage, a business loan, a corporate credit line. Money expands. Debt expands. The economy grows. But so does dependence on more debt. The system starts needing constant expansion just to keep moving, like a bicycle that falls over if it stops. For years, this process can seem harmless, even beneficial. Asset prices rise, stocks climb, real estate booms. Everyone feels wealthier, but eventually, reality catches up. History is filled with examples. Ancient Rome reduced the silver content in its coins. Kings across Europe repeatedly debased currency. Governments throughout centuries printed money to fund wars and spending. Each time, the pattern looks similar. More money, short-term prosperity, then rising prices, public distrust, economic instability. But the modern era took this process to a completely different level. After the 2008 financial crisis, central banks unleashed unprecedented monetary stimulus. Trillions entered the financial system. Then came the pandemic. Even more money flooded global economies. Governments borrowed heavily. Central banks expanded balance sheets dramatically. At first, it seemed necessary. Markets stabilized. Businesses survived. Consumers kept spending. But eventually, inflation returned. Suddenly, groceries cost more. Fuel cost more. Housing cost more. Everything cost more. People began asking questions. Why am I earning more but feeling poorer? Why is saving no longer enough? Why does every paycheck seem smaller than before? And that's when many people realized something uncomfortable. The value of money itself was changing. Not because of a single villain, not because of a secret conspiracy, but because of incentives built directly into the system. The easiest way to solve debt problems often involves creating more money, and creating more money gradually reduces the purchasing power of existing money. The burden is spread across millions of people, so gradually that many never notice. This is where the real impact appears. Inflation doesn't affect everyone equally. People who own assets often benefit. Stocks can rise, real estate can rise, businesses can raise prices. But people living paycheck to paycheck face a different reality. Their savings lose value, their wages struggle to keep up, the cost of living rises faster than expected. Over time, wealth begins concentrating, not necessarily because the rich are working harder, but because assets often appreciate while cash slowly loses purchasing power. Why many people feel like they're running faster yet getting nowhere. They aren't imagining it. The rules of the game have changed. And understanding those rules matters more than ever. So, is inflation the biggest financial scam nobody talks about? That depends on how you define a scam. There is no secret meeting, no mastermind pulling strings in a dark room. The system is largely transparent. Economists debate it openly. Central banks publish reports. Governments disclose policies. The real issue is simpler. Most people never learn how money actually works, and what you don't understand can still affect your life. The lesson isn't to panic. The lesson isn't to distrust everything. The lesson is awareness. Because in a world where money can be created faster than wealth, understanding the monetary system becomes one of the most valuable skills you can possess. The people who understand the rules can adapt. The people who don't often become victims of forces they never even see. And that may be the most unsettling truth of all. So let me ask you this. If your money buys less every year, but the system calls that normal, is inflation a necessary economic tool or the greatest hidden wealth transfer in history? Let me know in the comments.